Welcome to Beating Cancer Daily. Beating stage 4 cancer for 30 years still takes my breath away every time I say it. I'm Saranne, founder of the ComedyCures Foundation, and I hope you'll join me for just a few minutes daily for the next 365 days so we may laugh, learn, maybe cry a little as we live our best days beating cancer daily together. To shave or not to shave? I don't know where you are in your chemo process or if you're even going to lose your hair, but the chemotherapy that I took, it was guaranteed. They told me that by the second chemo treatment, I would be completely and thoroughly bald. Now, my nickname growing up was Reds, and I was a hair model starting at 4 years old, and I hair modeled for a lot of my young adult life. I remember even construction workers calling out to me, "Hey, Reds," or telling me they always wanted to date a redhead. Even my husband, I think he proposed because he always wanted to date a redhead. So the thought of me losing my hair was really traumatic for everyone around me. But for me, I was okay with it. My family and friends suffered terribly. But I just decided, let me see what it's like to be bald. I mean, there have to be lessons in it. There are monks all over the world who shave their head, and they say that there's a higher spiritual power, that they have more consciousness, not having to deal with hair. So I think it was the first time that I was on time in my life was when I was bald. No shaving, no plucking, no dyeing, no cutting, no highlighting, no blowing dry. I mean, no waxing even. Thoroughly bald. So I kind of really just leaned into the bald thing. I eventually took off my wig, didn't wear a scarf, and kind of just sported this bald head. And people said I had a good shaped head. So that always helps, I think. I did lose my eyelashes. So I tried fake eyelashes for a little while, but that got annoying. So I went with it. I really just went with it. Now, not everyone can do that either for religious reasons, or they don't think they have a good shaped head, or they don't want people to know. So I will tell you that I found having a head shaving party really empowering, because they kind of could predict when it was going to fall out. And I didn't want the drama of watching it fall out. I also didn't want the inconvenience of having my hair fall out on my clothes, my carpet, my bed, my floor, whatever. And I also thought that it might be a bit traumatic for my daughter. She was just, 5 turning 6 when this all got real. So I decided to have a head shaving party. And just to get used to this idea of not having, very long red hair, I cut it in stages very quickly leading up to the head shaving party. And I have to tell you, I tried haircuts that I would never have had the nerve to try, including like that G.I. Jane look. It actually looked really cool. I know people dye their hair different colors before, or they go into cornrows and then cut those off. It's really a personal decision. And like I said, I let my freak fly. I really tried so many different versions leading up to this head shaving party. And then I went with some friends and we just did it. We literally just shaved the last bit. And when I look at the video, we actually took like home video of it. They use it in a lot of news stories that I do actually, but it was just a home video. There's a shot in that video where I feel prettier than I've ever felt, no matter if I had a makeup artist or I had a fancy haircut or had on an evening gown. There's this one moment in this video where I'm laughing and I just think I look the most beautiful I've ever looked in my life. There was something so pure and innocent and hopeful about going through this cancer journey. So I don't know. I can't judge how you do it. You have to kind of be comfortable. It can be so traumatic for women in particular, but men too. And I'm just curious how you decide to go through it. Let me know. I really have heard so many stories. I've heard families that shave their head. My daughter wanted to shave her head. When I shaved mine, I actually let her cut her hair much shorter. I didn't want her to have to face the ramifications of being a bald child and having to explain she did it for her mom. I just wanted her to have that privacy level until she was ready to tell people. So we just gave her a short haircut instead of her shaving her head, which was the compromise on her request. But let me know how you handle it in your personal story, in your personal journey. And I have to tell you, there are lots of stories about how it grows back. Mine actually changed color multiple times. So as they changed my chemotherapies, my hair went different color. And then eventually it went back to red. But I had brown hair for a while. I had white hair for a while. I had a mixture of colors for a while. And then eventually it worked its way back to my red color. And in terms of texture, some people say it comes back the opposite of what their texture was. I actually stayed the same. I really just came back to what I had. And I was bald off and on for almost 2.5 years, bald or thinning. So I really hope, however this goes down, that you have peace about it. And if you need to cry about it, you certainly cry about it. But I found the experience pretty extraordinary. I found that I was aware of my surroundings. I found that I was much more sensitive to the needs of people. I found that I just perceived things much quicker. And in a really interesting way, I felt more connected spiritually than I did with all this hair. So I do have a big mane, just in case you've never seen a picture. But I found it to be a really interesting and exhilarating experience. I'm glad that it grew back, but I really had a phenomenal experience with being a bald woman in my 30s, single bald woman in my 30s, by the way. So bless you and let me know your experience, whatever it is. There's no judgment, but I would love to know if you're struggling with it, if you're okay with it, if you're being a warrior about it. I just love to hear people's real life experiences. Have a blessed day. I hope you guys know this, but Beating Cancer Daily is a listener and donor-supported podcast and community. So if you have some extra change, I'd love you to go to ComedyCures.org and make a donation today of whatever level is comfortable for you. And it will be tax deductible to the extent allowed by law, because ComedyCures is a nonprofit 501c3 organization founded from my chemo chair, April 1999, and we've been going strong ever since. So please consider making a donation today and help our community and this podcast thrive. Thanks so much. See you tomorrow. Guess what time it is? It's time for me to read the disclaimer. Beating Cancer Daily and the Membership Circle are not in lieu of medical advice or treatment. They are for entertainment purposes only. Please consult your healthcare team to review your best strategy. Thanks for listening.